Welcome to Botanical University Challenge 2025, another record-breaking round of botanical fun and games. We had last week 31 teams in round one, competing in round one, battling it out. And this week, 22 top teams from last week are now going to compete in knockout round two. We will introduce you to the teams very shortly. So you can play along with us. As you may know, if you've joined us before, you can follow the QR code and download the play along sheets from our website, botanicaluniversitychallenge.co.uk. As last week, I want to report that we've just published an article about Botanical University Challenge and the impact that we're having on the next generation of plant-aware botanists, plant science students. It's in the journal Plants, People and Planet. You can Google that. You don't know and have a look at that article, please do. The rough timetable for today is here, and I'm going to ask John Warren just to take us through the structure of today.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Botanical University Challenge 2025, round two. So the format is the same as last week, and if you've not watched last week, that means 5 rounds of 10 questions, with each question being a multi-choice question with 5 options to pick from. Within a set of 10, there are 2 different themes. So you've got, well, apart from one round, it's plant pot luck, so anything can turn up in that. And we've got different aspects of botany turning up this week from last. You'll have 30 seconds to answer the first 3 rounds of 10, and then we'll have a little break of a quarter of an hour or so, and then the final 2 sets of 10 questions when you'll only have 20 seconds to answer. And by the end of the afternoon, we're hoping to get down to 8 teams to progress through to next week's quarterfinals. So good luck, everybody.
Thanks, John. I'm just going to say a short word about the prizes. All the contestants in all the teams, including reserves, are invited to the 3rd Student Botany Festival, which will take place at the Cambridge University Botanic Garden in August. The semi-finals and finals taking place on the 20th, and then 2 days packed with botanical related careers and skills activities, all spearheaded by the Cambridge University Botanic Garden in the Sainsbury Laboratory and Botanic Garden in Cambridge. So that is a fantastic prize in itself. In addition, all the teams that are in this second round will receive an ID sheet by courtesy of the Field Studies Council. And as the teams progress through to the finals, increasingly more resources are provided. We're very grateful to the Field Studies Council for supporting Botanical University Challenge over the years. The Botanical Society of Britain and Ireland are also great supporters of Botanical University Challenge, and they will provide 1 year's free paperless student membership for all the quarterfinalists, so those that get through today to the quarterfinals. So we're very grateful for their support. The beautiful Sid Thomas Trophy, currently held by last year's winners, the University of Cambridge, will be held proudly high by the eventual team that wins the final in August at the Cambridge Botanic Garden. This is a very, very beautiful trophy, and we look forward to seeing who eventually will raise the trophy later this year. As every year, our wonderful teams have come up with some great team names. And you are free to vote for your favorite team names. Follow the QR code. We've already had over 200 responses since last week, so please have your say. You will see the team names today, but if you follow the QR code, the team names are all listed there, and you can vote for your top 3. Okay, and we will announce the winners, first and second prizes in August at the Botany Festival, and this is open for the next couple of weeks. So you can enter this week, next week, if you want to bide your time. So please enter the team name competition. And now let's meet our 22 amazing teams. Hello, Portsmouth, Pain in the Grass. I'm a great poesy fan, as you know, so I love the name. All the best, Portsmouth. Hello, Reading. Hello, Reading. Hello, fun guys. Good to see you. All the best.
Thank you.
Welcome, Wales. Welcome, Aberystwyth. Xylem Asylum. Lovely to see you. Have a great time this afternoon. Good luck. Hello, Edge Hill, as usual. Lovely to see you. Undergraduate team. Really good to see you and best of luck. Hello, Royal Botanic Garden, Edinburgh, the Leguminati. That's a very elegant name. Lovely to see you. Celebrating Fabaceae and the fabaciousness of Botanical University Challenge. Good luck. Durham University, the merry stems, looking very merry. Have a merry time this afternoon and all the best. Hello, Durham. Plymouth, hello. Second in the leaderboard last week. Can you do it again this week? Good luck. Talking of the leaderboard, Aberdeen, top of the leaderboard last week. Can you do it again this week? Lovely to see you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Royal Holloway, one of our first-time teams, first time playing this year, and through majestically to round 2. All the very best. Have a great time. Hot to grow, hot to win, maybe. Welcome, welcome Trinity College Dublin. Have a great afternoon. And talking of Dublin, hello University College, fantastic 5. Have a great afternoon. Nice to see you all there, looking happy and cheery. Have a lovely afternoon. Down to Cornwall, Eden Project, hello, lovely to see you as always. Have a great afternoon. Have a great afternoon. Okay, another first-time team. We're in Belfast, in the Hot Seater. Very fond of bra fights, love that name. Have a great afternoon and welcome to Botanical University Challenge, another first-time team this year. Hello, Oxford, home of the second Botany Festival last year. Have a great afternoon and lovely to see you. Hello, Q, just down the road from Reading. Great to see you. Have a super afternoon. Good luck. So we're waiting for another first-time team, Queen Mary, University of London, the Tremendous team. And there they are. Good to see you, Tremendous team. Be tremendous this afternoon. Good luck. Harper Adams, lovely to see you again. All the best for this afternoon. Have a good time. So we're over to Nottingham now. This was the home of the first Botany Festival a couple of years back. University of Nottingham, fight or flight. Fight spelt with a PH, of course, it's plants. Have a lovely afternoon. Good luck. So we're over to Bristol now, the Sativa Divas. Great name. Lovely to see you and all the best for this afternoon. That's Bristol. And then we've also got here, I can see Cambridge. And Cambridge will be visiting you for the third Student Botany Festival. Have a great afternoon. Lovely to see a mascot there as well. Give my regards to Cambridge. My PhD there many, many years ago. Over to Ireland again, Galway. I'm an external examiner at Galway, so lovely to see you always. The Claddagh Clovers. Good to see you. Have a great afternoon. And we finished, last but not least, with another first-time team, the University of Sheffield, the Sheffield Sporangia. Welcome, first-time team, cracking through first round. Good luck for the second round. Lovely to see you. So that's our amazing 22 teams. Lovely to see them. We'll be joining them periodically through the afternoon, just have a little chat how they're getting on with the competition. But at this stage, I'd like to hand over now to John Warren to introduce our esteemed chair for this second round of Botanical University Challenge. Thank you, John.
Yeah, well done to all the teams for getting through last week, and we're delighted to introduce this afternoon's chair, who's Dr. Marja Opik from the University of Tartu in Estonia. She's a molecular ecologist, particularly interested in fungi. She's a mycorrhizal person, and she says she's interested at both local and global scales, which is very much like Buck. We know that there are people right around the world watching you, so no pressure on the teams to think that there are people all around the world who've been watching last week's sort of exciting instalment. And with that, I'm going to hand you over to Marja.
Excellent. Thank you, John. And welcome to all the teams joining this afternoon. Welcome from Tartu in Estonia in a sunny, wonderful winter day. I'm most happy to cheer you through this afternoon, the 5 sets of questions. And maybe I say just a few words about what the plants mean for me. When I'm thinking of plants, the first thing that comes to my mind is how my mother might have been teaching me plants in my childhood. And that was something that was just so common for us in these times. Now I see that people are more learning the plants from the books and from the botanical garden, which is super valuable. I enjoyed going to the forest and enjoying this all with my mother. I was also very glad to see the wonderful trophy of St. Thomas. So plants mean also for me St. Thomas, who was my lovely, very joyful colleague at the New Phytologist editorial board. And plants also mean for me New Phytologist, a plant science journal, where I've been editing and where I'm currently the editor-in-chief. So a lot of plant things happening. I think plants also mean gardening. So many Estonians, the same like people in Britain. I spent actually 2 years being a postdoc in Scotland. Many people in Estonia are mad about doing gardening and getting their fingers into the soil in the springtime. So my fingers are starting to itch already. So this is the plants. I hope that you are going to have a plant-related careers and that you are going to have a wonderful, very exciting, but also very enjoyable afternoon. And with this, I am actually very happy to say that we can now officially start the second knockout round of the book 2025. So if we can start with the quiz, that would be lovely. Okay. So the first question is to warm you up. What is your favorite color? The answers are red, blue, yellow, green, or purple. And we see that this is a tricky question to answer. We have, tricky. We have actually one team to join. There is the last team joining, and everyone has answered. Excellent. Let's move on. So the first question is, what is the name of this molecule? It is a plant hormone, which in some species is synthesized starting from an amino acid. The answers would be, is it abscisic acid? Is it an auxin? Is it a brassicnosteroid? Is it a gibberellin? Or is it a salicylic acid? Thank you all for answering. Question 2. Many plant enzymes have metal cofactors. Which metal has not, to date, been identified as a cofactor in plants? Is it the copper? Is it iron? Is it lithium? Is it molybdenum? Or is it zinc? Question 3. Which one of these biochemical pathways is found in plant mitochondria? Is it carotenoid biosynthesis? Is it glycolysis? Is it fructane biosynthesis? Or the pentose phosphate pathway? Or the 3-carboxylic acid cycle? Question 4. Which 2 plant organelles are involved in the synthesis of jasmonic acids? Is it endoplasmic reticulum and peroxisomes? Is it peroxisome and plastid? Or endoplasmic reticulum and plastid? Or cytosol and mitochondrion? Or cytosol and plastid? Question 5. This is the compound produced by the first step in the plant pathway for the biodegradation of chlorophyll A. What is it called? Is it pheophytin A, chlorophyll B, chlorophyllid A, pheophobid A, or pyropheophobid A? Question 6. Which of the following statements about tropism is false? They are growth responses, responses to an external stimulus, directional responses, or positive responses away from the stimulus, or response involved in bending or curving. Question 7. Which color light is the most effective in producing a phototropic response? Is it green, blue, yellow, red, or orange? Question 8. Which of the following statements about the plant hormones is false? All plant hormones are classified into 5 groups. Hormones can exist in conjugated forms. The same hormone can elicit different responses in different tissues. The same hormone can elicit different responses at different times in the same tissues. A tissue's response to a hormone depends on the sensitivity of the tissue to that hormone. Question 9. Which of the following is not an essential element for plants? Is it molybdenum, copper, iron, chlorine, or aluminum? Question 10. Which of the following is not a criterion for an element to be considered essential for plant growth? Part of a molecule that is essential to the plant. Its absence causes deficiency symptoms. It's present in plant tissues. Needed to produce viable seed. Or needed to complete the life cycle. Now that was quite a session. I could feel that my brain was getting warmed up, so yours must have
many of
been.
the teams were close to the wire and getting their answers in, so that kind of suggests they found it hard. Be interesting to see what they say when we get a chance to talk to them. Just need a couple of minutes now for the Reading team to sort of the tech team to collect the scores and hand them over to Jonathan to process them, and then perhaps we can have a chat. Well, no, we'll go through the answers next, won't we? See how many you got. You're telling your score at home. Now's your opportunity to check your answer sheet. Yeah, how did you find those? How'd you?
I found these ones actually quite challenging. So if I was looking at how many I would answer myself, well, I don't say how many, but clearly
Yeah,
it was
I
challenging.
find those questions that say false, and you have to think false. It's not this. It's It's you really have to just think extra hard. Which one of these
Absolutely.
is not true?
Yeah, and I would think that actually our competing teams are so well prepared that for them it might have been easier than for us.
Yeah, I suspect so. Some of the scores last week were really impressive.
Yes. And also getting all the teamwork in so that I could see the enthusiasm from the team starting. So I guess that there is a lot of exciting chatting around about which of the answers might be correct one.
Here we go. We're ready to see the answers.
Okay, so we can see what was the correct answer for question 1. It was salicylic acid. And we can see that it was a bit of a tough thing. Yeah. So
Yeah,
question
most of the
2,
teams.
what was the correct answer for the question 2?
Yeah, did well on that one.
Hmm.
77%
Excellent,
of the teams.
excellent.
Yeah.
Question 3. That's a challenging one, yes. Depends also how far we have got in our studies in terms of the plant physiology. Something to learn. Question 4. So the correct answer was the peroxisome and plastids. And again, we see that that was quite a challenge. Question 5. The correct answer was pheophytin A. Yeah. Question 6. The correct answer was positive responses away from the stimulus. That was an easy one. Question 7, the correct answer was blue. And that was the one where also many teams were responding very, very quickly. So kind of 50-50 response. Question 8, the correct answer was that all plant hormones are classified into 5 groups. And this is the false statement. That seemed to also be an easy one. Question 9, the correct answer was that aluminum is not an essential element for plants, and also the majority got it right. And question 10, the correct answer was that present in plant tissues is not a criterion for an element to be considered essential for plant growth. So fairly easy one, but still quite a tricky round. So how are we doing in terms of the
Right, so we've got Plymouth and Aberdeen joining us. Aberdeen were the leaders last time, so it'll be interesting to see if Aberdeen found that as easy as last week. Who have we got first? We got Aberdeen first. Hi, Aberdeen.
Hello.
Yeah, how was that?
Challenging, but we feel pretty comfortable. Turns out we know more than we thought we did.
So you've been checking your scores as the answers came through, and you're okay. That's good. So you think you're going to be the sort of top of the end of this afternoon as well?
We'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, not overflowing with confidence, but sort of quietly confident there, I feel. What about Plymouth? There they are. How are we doing the other end of the country?
Yeah, doing all right.
Is that a sort of area that you sort of feel more confident with, or you regard yourself as more field botanist or ecologist? Nervous laugh.
sometimes the field botanists and ecologists also get stuck with plant hormones and stuff like this. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's us.
maybe a new love.
Yeah.
No, you're well stocked up with snacks for the afternoon. Good to
Yeah.
see you feeding the brains.
Delivery.
We're moving to Reading and Kew now. So, you ready to join us, Reading?
Yeah.
Yeah. More giggling going on. Is that sort of nervous giggling or confident, happy giggling?
Sort of both, I think. We felt really uncertain in that round, then ended up doing okay. So yeah, feeling positive after that one.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So you thought it was harder than it turned out to be when you got the score. So you just got a lucky pin.
Yeah, we didn't feel confident, but then
But you dragged the knowledge from somewhere.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's good to hear. So yeah, good luck for the rest of the afternoon. Let's go over to Q.
Hello.
Hi, that round was challenging to say the least, but a lot of fun. It threw us back a couple years again. Some of us have more strengths and hormones than we thought we did, so that was nice. But there were some that we second guessed throughout. So
Yeah, that's kind of nice to know. That's a message that we're getting from a few of the teams that you didn't think you knew it, but you managed to pull it from the back of the brain somewhere.
Yeah, there was some that was just like, that might be it, and it ended up being it, and we were happy that we had that.
And we were always close to the
Yes.
answer.
The ones we got wrong,
If not
we were in
right,
between.
we were close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no marks for close, is there, on an MCQ? But
This
hopefully,
means
yeah,
this means also that you know more than you knew you know. So that's an interesting one.
yeah, I'm glad my score's not coming up because it might not be true. Right, so before we get the scores, we're going to go to Oxford and Nottingham. So Oxford ready to say hello?
Hi.
The grand room you sat in there? Oh, that's Nottingham first, isn't it? I did wonder if you'd got crib sheets stuck all over the wall, but it's just nice plant decorations. Yeah. I'm not seeing any molecules stuck on the wall, so how did you find the molecule ID?
Oh yeah, we're a bit shaky on that. We're two people down, so we're not really biochemists. We're trying out.
Yeah, very brave of you just to do it with two in a team. So yeah, well done for trying. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the afternoon. So over to Oxford.
Hi.
Hi, Oxford. How was it for you? I'm still seeing Nottingham.
I think we're mostly ecologists.
Yeah.
Mostly ecologists. You using that as an excuse, or are you ecologists who know sort of some molecular biology and
No.
That, at least now we know what we need to learn more.
Yeah.
you never know what's going to come up next in sort of books. So it could be anything from the whole sort of wide range of botanical sort of expertise, and that's botany in the old sense. So it will include sort of algae and fungi and all sorts of weird and wonderful organisms could turn up.
Yeah, it's all possible. I just visited Oxford last week, so I'm sure it is just full of diverse knowledge, including the four of you in the room. So I'm very happy to see Oxford on the screen now.
Sure.
Thank
So we're
you.
ready to see the scoreboard, Dr. M.
We are. We are. I found that a really tough round. I think I got one. Assuming aluminium was an answer to one of the questions, I got that. So yeah, I can share my screen and show you the sheet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Okay.
Oh,
There you are. So we had Aberdeen at the top of the scoreboard last week. They're still there on 8, followed by Reading and Sheffield on 7 each. Then a group of 6s, Durham, Plymouth, Royal Holloway, Trinity Dublin, and then down to some 5s, Cambridge, Nottingham, Portsmouth, University College Dublin, Bristol, and Oxford. And then I'll take you down the scoreboard. We have 4s. Here, Kew, Eden, Galway, Queen Mary, Queen's Belfast, and then 3s for Aberystwyth, Edinburgh, Edgehill, Harper Adams. That was a really tough round. All those scores are impressive. Even to get 3 in that round for me is good. So we have 4 more rounds coming. Everything to play for. I'll just go down the leaderboard again, and then we'll be able to move on to round 2. So well done, everyone. That was a tough way to start Botanical University Challenge 25 round 2. So Aberdeen at the top, Reading, Sheffield, Durham, Plymouth, Royal Holloway, Trinity Dublin, and then down we go. So a great leaderboard, everything to play for, 4 more rounds, 40 more points possible. So thank you very much, teams. Thank you, Maria, Chair, and John for the nice chat with the teams. I'm going to stop sharing, mute myself, and we can go on to round 2.
That was an excellent warm-up to the brains of our very courageous teams. So now the warm-up question is, what is your favorite tree? Is it oak, ash, elm, willow, or rowan? We have 23 students in this round. Okay. So the question 1 in this round, what does the term monocarpic mean? Is it producing a single seed, having a single stem, flowering once and then dying, having undivided hairs, or producing a single inflorescence? The team cannot see the question.
We are in soccer, we can't be like it's not shown up. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. It's working.
Thank you.
But let us vote.
Yeah, just okay. Now the last team also had a chance to answer, and we can move on to the next question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Question 2. What does the botanical term distichos mean? Is it having 2 stigmas, with leaves divided into 2 lobes, with hairs divided into 2, arranged into opposite rows, or only having 2 petals? Question 3. What are trichomes? Are they flower parts in threes? Are they glands producing essential oils? Ridges on the surface of the petals? Oily glands found on some seeds, or hairs on leaves and stems? Question 4. Where might you find the rachis? In an inflorescence or compound leaf, inside a vascular bundle, or on the surface of a seed, or at the tip of a sepal, or inside an ovule? Question 5. What is the peduncle? It's a wind-dispersed seed, pedantic brother of either of your parents, the main stalk of the flower, the main stalk of a leaf, or a below-ground flower. Next question. The Proeles, Polotricheles and Pipereles are examples of which taxonomic rank in the Linnaean hierarchy? Is it a series, order, tribe, division, or class? Question 7. On their death, which scientist left money to the Royal Botanic Garden Kew to create an index of scientific plant names, the Index Kewensis? Was it John Lindley, Joseph Banks, Joseph Dalton Hooker, Charles Darwin, William Jackson Hooker? Question 8. What is the technical name for a specimen chosen to represent a species when the original author of a name did not designate the type specimen? Is it kleptotype, syntype, topotype, holotype, or lectotype? Question 9. What is the name given to a derived trait unique to a single taxon in phylogenetic tree? Is it autapomorphy, homology, homoplasy, plesiomorphy, or synapomorphy? And question 10. The authority associated with a scientific name may include also names in brackets. For example, Myosotis ervensis, in brackets L, and Hill, what do the brackets flag? Is it an ergonym, a bionym, a basionym, or a homonym, or a morphonym? Now it's interesting to hear whether the teams found this one easier or more difficult than the first round.
Yeah, some very different questions there to the first round.
Yeah.
We got botanical terms and then sort of taxonomic questions. So the second half questions were written by Stephen Harris at the Oxford Botanic Gardens. So those of you who've got some formal taxonomic training, perhaps you'd found those easier. And the Nottingham team with all those interesting sort of leaf diagrams. I don't know if they were there to help with botanical terms, but perhaps that sort of indicates they might have found the first half of that round somewhat easier. So we're waiting while the Reading team sort of download the scores and hand them over to Jonathan to collate the leader table.
Yeah, and these questions reminded me of my times as a bachelor student and a master student when I was doing a lot of taxonomy of fungi. So let's go through the correct answers for these questions. So question 1 correct answer was flowering once and then dying. That's the monocarp. Question 2, the right answer was that the distichos means it's things are arranged in 2 opposite rows. Seemed to be a fairly easy question. What are the trichomes? The right correct answer is that hairs are on the leaves and stems. These are the hairs on the leaves and stems. Also very easy one. So where could we find the rachis? Obviously everyone knows, in an inflorescence or compound leaf. What is a peduncle? The correct answer is that this is the main stalk of a flower. A little bit
You
tricky.
still wanted it to be the pedantic brother, didn't you?
It could have been.
Nobody went for that one. Nobody was fooled.
Would have been logical, I would say. So now these nice groups of plants, they are all orders, and almost everybody knows that the ending ales means orders for the plant taxonomy. Excellent. And the next one. So who was this person? It was Charles Darwin who left some money
people,
for the
didn't it?
queue. Yeah. But that was also asking for some knowledge of the history, or maybe guessing who could it have been. And question 8, the technical name for that specimen was lectotype. That's a tricky one, and well, depends on whether you have been doing some of the taxonomy. And for the next question, the derived trait, unique, is autapomorphy, which, yeah, again, a bit of a tricky one, depends whether you've been doing taxonomy. Maybe possible to deduce based on the names. And the question 10, so what do the names mean? It's a basionym, which was more or less easy, but also tricky for some teams. Now I wonder whether we have the teams shifted in the order.
We're going to go over to Queen's Belfast to see how they've got on. And one of the nice things about sort of Botanical University Challenge is you learn things. So I've gone to the trouble to find out the Irish name for Queen's, which is Ulscoil na Bonriana Baelfirsta. And Baelfirsta is obviously where Belfast comes, and Bale is the equivalent of Aber. So I'm in Aber Istwith at the mouth of the Istwith. And Baelfirsta, Belfast, is at the mouth of the River Firsta, which is the original name for the Lagan. So there you go. That's something I've learned. But over to Queens. How did you find it? And is he around?
We thought we had done better, to be honest, but we didn't.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I thought looking how the sort of the answers fell there, were there going to be some higher scores in that round to the first one?
Yeah, I thought we would improve from the biochemistry round, but maybe not.
Yeah. No, sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully there's still 3 more rounds to go, so there's plenty of time to sort of catch up.
Yeah,
It'd be nice to see. I don't know if you follow University Challenge on the TV, but Queens were on this week, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll sort of do better than they did. Although they were a great team, they still could qualify. So I don't know what the outcome is. They might still win it, but not this week's competition. So who else we've got to speak to? Queen Mary. So 2 queens. Queens in London this time. How was it for you?
Hi. Well, good. It was good. Much better than the first round.
Much better than the first round, and 2 sort of obvious different sort of sets there. So the first 5 were the botanical terms, were they easy and the taxonomic ones, or you did equally well on all of them?
Well, yeah. We're just really proud that we got the Darwin question.
You got the
Excellent.
Darwin question.
Excellent.
Well done, because not many people did they? That's impressive. Yeah, it's good to know Darwin was a botanist and prepared to put his sort of legacy into Kew. But yeah, that question wrong-footed most of the teams, didn't it? I think it was probably only you and one or two other teams that got that one. Well done.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. So we're going north to Durham next.
Wait, shall I?
No, we're not. We've gone to Aberystwyth, just down the road from me. Brifysgol Aberystwyth. How are you doing, Aber?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, was that a better round for you?
That was a bit tricky, I'll be honest.
It was a bit tricky.
We guessed a lot.
So who's your mascot? Do you want to tell us about your mascot?
Just a little plant bot that says rooting for you.
Hey. Well, hopefully it's going to work for you this afternoon. So yeah, good luck for the rest of the afternoon, Aber.
Thank you.
Right, and let's go north to Durham.
Hi.
Yeah, how did you find that then?
Yeah, good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you keeping a tally of your own score? Do you know?
Yeah, I think we've been
Yeah.
so that's a plus.
Ben last week.
Right. So what do you think your strengths? What are you wanting to come up this afternoon?
I mean, I think we did all right those 2 rounds. I think we find
like my
fun
metals,
ideas
that was-
scarier. So
That was good.
Oh, it's good. You're still smiling. It's good to see people enjoying it. Let's hope you're smiling for the rest of the afternoon. Right. Cheers. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Heading all the way down to the south coast with Eden and Portsmouth. So we're going to see next.
Hi.
We got Eden on? I'm not seeing them.
we
How-
finally
Here.
are.
I see the
You're there.
mascot of Eden, so you can tell what's the name of your mascot.
Bombus.
Lovely.
He was made by a classmate of mine 3 years ago, and he's come with us to most BEC stuff since.
So he or she is your team member now.
Yes, pretty much.
Crucial.
Also important pollinator, I guess.
Very.
We were happy with that round. I think it's safe to say we preferred it to the first one. Our strengths definitely lie more in the taxonomy than the biochem. But yeah,
I get the feeling that the scores are going to be higher in that second round than the first, just judging how the answers fell. There were a few that most teams seemed to get right there, weren't they?
Yeah.
So feeling happier after round 2.
Yeah, we're feeling positive, but I think after the third round, that's when you really start to see the patterns emerging. So we're excited to see how it develops.
All right, well, good luck for the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Let's go down the road to Portsmouth and see how they're getting on. Good luck.
Hello. Hello.
Is that a fern or a bromeliad? It's not easy to see on my screen.
A fern.
It's a fern. Oh, that's always good to see. Fern and a squirrel.
Squirrel, yeah. There are little emotional support.
Do they know any botany? Can they help you with the questions?
Yeah, they're whispering in our ears.
Yeah. I'd go with the fern rather than the squirrel. Was that an easier round for you?
It was okay. About like half and half in each of the 2 halves, I think.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Yeah, I'm responsible for the first 5 there, so I was sort of kind of pleased that people were sort of finding those a little bit easier. But yeah, there's always a sort of bias because I found the second half harder, but then you would do. Looks like Jonathan's ready with the scores anyway, so let's go and find out what the scoreboard's looking like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
good
am
luck.
ready with the score. So yeah, it's a bit nail biting, isn't it? But let's have a look. I'll share my screen. Okay, so there we are. So Aberdeen consolidating their position at the top of the leaderboard. Kew scored a magnificent 10 in that round. Round of applause for Kew. I guess taxonomy and so on, we might expect that, but well done. I think that's the first perfect 10 we've had today. Then Royal Holloway tying on 14, Plymouth, Reading and Oxford on 13. Then we have 12. See, these are excellent scores. I mean, there's very little in it, just points. 12 here, Durham and Queen Mary London, Cambridge, Eden, Galway, Portsmouth, Bristol, Sheffield, all on 11. And then some 10s from Edinburgh, Trinity Dublin, Edge Hill, Queen's Belfast, and University College Dublin on 8. Nottingham 7, Aberystwyth 6, and Harper Adams 5. I know Harper Adams from last year. They're a very strong entomological group there, so it's lovely to see that we're getting teams that are not just fanatic botanists, but those that appreciate plants and animals. So thank you all for being in this, but that's what the leaderboard is looking like after round 2. And if we think that we're heading to 8 teams to go through, we can look down here and see at the moment we don't have a tie for 8th place. But John, you were going to say something? Yes, the leaderboard is in the chat for those of you playing along on the YouTube, so you can actually see the leaderboard and you can see it as it's updated through the afternoon. Any comments from John or from Maria, or should we move on to round 3?
Well, it looks like there's still no clear order, though Aberdeen is doing excellently, but there's a lot of reshuffling in the other places, so the excitement is up.
Yeah, Aberdeen's obviously a very strong team. They led every single round last week, and they've been at the top for the first 2 rounds this week, so really impressive. Some pretty tough questions there, and to be sort of doing so well so early, I'm really impressed.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing the screen and mute myself, and we're going to move on to the 3rd round, which is the round before we take a short break. So thank you very much.
So the warm-up question for the 3rd round is, what is the answer? Is it this, that, other, there, or here? To question 1, which of the following is not originally from the Americas? Is it aubergine, tobacco, tomato, chili pepper, or Cape gooseberry? Question 2. Rhodologists and botologists study genera in which family of flowering plants? Is this Bataceae, Ericaceae, Poaceae, Rosaceae, or Rutaceae? Question 3. Which of the following has a heart-shaped seed? Is it Sorbus aucuparia, the rowan, Viscum album, the mistletoe, Sambucus nigra, the elder, Olea europea, the olive, or Crataegus monogyna, hawthorn? Question 4. What variety of apple was the tree that inspired Isaac Newton at his home in Woolsthorpe Manor? Was it Flower of Kent, Beauty of Kent, Red Delicious, Countess of Warwick, or Alfriston? Question 5. Wood and wood products are the cause of a Bayesian decay, which is a problem in collections of which of the following? Fungi, seashells, insects, fabrics and clothes, or ceramics? Question 6. Which of the following is not a cause of fasciation in plants, their flattened stems? Is it genetic factors, pathogens, mechanical damage, loud music, or environmental conditions? Question 7. What sort of fungi do you find in the roots of orchids? Is it Psilocybus semilanceolata? Is it ectomycorrhizal fungi, or tuber melanosporum, or ericoid mycorrhizal fungi, or endomycorrhizal fungi? Question 8. Which statement about the purple pitcher plant Sarracenia purpurea is true? It is naturalized in Britain and Ireland. It frequently catches small mammals. It is commonly grown for its proteases. It smells of violets, or it has seeds dispersed by rabbits. Question 9. Which of the following species is cauliflowers? Is it turkey fig? Is it cauliflower? Is it jackfruit? Is it coffee? Or is it dates? Question 10. This is Petacitus pyrenaicus, or winter heliotrope, but where is its native range? Is it North America, South America, Southern South America, Southern Europe and North Africa, or Northern Europe? That was quite a different one, John, wasn't it?
That was very varied. You never knew what was coming next there, did you?
Yes, yeah. And I had a lot of
So,
excitement there because there were a couple of things kind of bringing me back home, and then others taking me to my field works, for example, in Malaysia or in where did I see these jackfruits? In the island of Réunion, which is also part of Europe. So,
yeah, I think
yeah,
there were things there that all the team learnt. The question about Bayesian decay.
absolutely.
I think, yeah, whoever wrote the question obviously knew the answer, but the rest of us had never heard of it.
I have no idea.
I'm not going to give the game away until the answers come up.
We will see soon.
But yeah, I was surprised with the question about the fascination. That I thought that one was quite an easy
Fasciation, yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
and the answers didn't come in until late on that.
Everyone
So
was thinking, where's the
perhaps they
trick?
thought it was a trick.
It's an interesting one. Have you seen it in yourself? I mean,
In all sorts of sort of
yeah,
strange plants. There was the picture was in dandelion, wasn't it? And I
yeah,
have seen it in dandelion, but it
yeah,
turns up in a range of things.
yeah. I've seen the dandelions like this also in our own gardens. So, okay, here we
So we're
get the
ready.
correct answers. So for the question one, which one was not from the Americas? So the correct answer was aubergine, and it looks like it was a bit of tricky. So yeah,
Yeah, it was a bit of a trick question, I guess, with Cape possibly implying South Africa. Is that
yes.
what wrong-footed people? And aubergines from India.
So for the question two, what these old names mean for the person studying. So it turns out that it's the rosaceae. So rhodologists and pathologists study rosaceae. What do you say, John, about that one?
I think that batologists might have turned up in a question before on Botanical University Challenge, but so we've more or less split the teams 50-50 there, haven't we?
Yeah, so we will see a lot of reshuffle here. Question three, the heart-shaped seed. That was a mistletoe. And again, more or less 50-50. So half the team's correct and the other ones guessing probably. And the next question, which apple variety? Here I was thinking on the plenty of apple varieties we have in Estonia. I'm really proud of them.
That
And
was
it
a hard
turns
question with the flower of Kent and beauty of Kent.
yeah,
Could
that's
have sort
been
of,
complicated. But most people have guessed that something to do with the Kent. So nice one. Question five. So what was the Bayesian decay? And to
yeah, it was a hard one. I say the team didn't know that one, but so we've all, well, most of us have learned something. It's seashells, apparently. So if
exactly,
you work in a museum, it's something you need to be aware of. Seashells decay if they're kept in wooden
yeah.
boxes.
And for other collections, it would be other types of problems of storing your specimens. So for the question six, the fasciation of plants.
So
Very
they were
obvious.
late, but they got the right answer. So it wasn't such a hard question after all.
Yes, yeah.
They just thought they
Yeah.
were being tricked.
But clearly all these other factors actually can play a role in generating plants with the fasciation. Yeah. Question seven, so what sort of fungi? So back home for me, the mycorrhizal person. And
most of the
most
team
people
getting
got
that.
it very right. Nice. About the pitcher plant, so the Sarracenias I've seen a lot in a Malaysian fieldwork trip we had a couple of years ago. We had so many of them. We were excited first, but then we had to step on them. But obviously, so which of these statements is true?
We've got quite a
Quite a
spread there,
tricky
haven't
one.
we? Yeah.
Yeah. Question 9. So cauliflowers, meaning that the fruit is on the stem, so the jackfruit, as I hinted, a very interesting plant. But there's also a type of number of other plants which are doing the same thing.
But a very large fruit, so that's probably why you eat fruits off the main stem, because it'd be very difficult to imagine a fruit as large as a jackfruit hanging in a canopy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, the teams struggle with that one by the look of things.
But it's not something that we see around here, so you need to go and travel, or you need to go to botanical garden where one of these things is actually flowering. Interesting
Yeah.
phenomenon.
Having lived in the tropics, I used to have a next door neighbor who had a jackfruit, so I knew that one.
So you're primed.
Yeah. Last question.
Last question. How was that? So
Well, the clue
most
was in the
teams,
name. If you look at the scientific name.
yeah, Southern Europe and North Africa, winter heliotrope.
And most of the teams getting that.
Yes.
So potentially another high scoring round.
Indeed.
So let's talk to a few teams and see how they found that round. Plant potluck. So first up, we've got Harper Adams.
Hello.
Hi, Harper. How you doing?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, was that a better round?
That was
Yeah.
better.
That was, you didn't know quite what was coming next. So any favorite questions among those?
I like the endomycorrhizal fungi question because it's my
Yeah.
That's
I'm
lovely
sure-
to hear.
Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that.
I did very much.
Yeah, and it's pleasing to see how many people got that one right as well, wasn't it?
Excellent, yeah.
People know their mycorrhiza. Any others? Any stinkers in there?
Distribution and stuff we were struggling with.
and the jackfruit question,
Yeah.
the cauliflorus. That was
Yeah, the cauliflorus one seems to sort of, very few people got that one right. Yeah. No vegans in the team then, because this sort of jackfruit's a big thing with vegans, isn't it?
I've had jackfruit before, but I had no idea it was.
Didn't know where it came from. Comes in a tin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so should we go and see how the Cambridge team are getting on? Good luck, Harper.
Hi.
So the defending
Hello.
champs, how are we getting on? How was that
Not
round?
great. That last round. We didn't really like it too much.
You didn't like that one?
No.
Yeah. Any sort of the thought were really horrible? What was just sort of really nasty questions in there?
It was a bit of a guessing game, I thought.
Bit of a guessing game. I suppose, they are just random sort of things that you either know or you don't.
Yeah.
But you do now. On the plus side,
Bit
you do
later.
now. So what you're hoping to come up in the last two rounds? What are your strengths?
Probably biochem.
Yeah,
stuff.
chems, molecular bit.
So you wanted some molecular stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. To be honest, I should know what's coming up, but I've forgotten, so I can't even give the game away. And you've got quarter an hour break coming up after we've seen the score, so you've got a sort of chance to give your brains a rest and get ready for those final two rounds. Yeah, good luck for the rest of the afternoon. We're going to Sheffield. We're going to South Yorkshire next, and then across to Ireland.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a Sheffield team. How are we getting on as sort of?
I think we did quite well in round one. We all like our biochemistry, and then could be a bit downhill from there.
So a bit like the
John,
Cambridge team, you wanted some more sort of molecular biochemistry to come up in the last two rounds, eh?
Yeah.
A little bit more. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
John, I have a question. Where's the cottage gone?
Where's the cottage gone?
Oh, the cottage that was in the background.
Yeah,
That's
where's the
silent.
cottage?
You want my Welsh cottage back rather than the
Yes.
Botanical
Yeah.
University? We'll see what we can do for next week.
Oh.
Right, good luck for the rest of the afternoon. Let's go across
Thank you
to
very
the
much.
west
Thank
coast of
you.
Ireland, which is Ulskul Nagoya. I meant to ask Marja, how do you say in Estonian university? Because it looks quite similar to the Irish word, which is Ulskul.
Oh, that's something new for me. So in Estonian we say ülikool, which means something like super school. Ülikool.
Ülikool. So it's pronounced very differently, but on paper it looks a sort of a similar word to Ulskul Nagoya. So are the Galway team sort of there? You've been having a few technical problems. Hopefully
we
they'll
have.
be. Yeah?
Yeah, but
Have you
we've
solved
got
those
them,
now?
we've got them covered now, I think.
Yeah, so you've just got botanical problems now.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you getting on with the botanical problems?
Not
too bad. Round one kind of scared us a little bit, surprisingly. I think we all thought we'd be better off with that round, but not so much.
We were thrown a bit with the technical glitches. That kind of helped.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's good to have an excuse. Yeah, if it
Yeah.
hadn't been for the technical glitches, you'd have been up there on the lead, right at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's better since then. That was a better round.
Yeah. Round three was quite surprising as well. We felt like we were guessing a good bit, but they seemed to be
They came in
accurate.
okay. Well, we're
Guesses
about
can
to find
work.
out
Yeah.
because Jonathan's there with the scoreboard.
Guesses can work, and you'll find out if they worked very soon. Because I have the scoreboard. We've got a good system going here. We're double checking, triple checking, so that when you see the scoreboard, it's really well checked. So let me share my screen. And this is the leaderboard before we go into the short break. Okay, share screen. Share the scoreboard. Okay, so here we go. So we still have Aberdeen at the top on 22, Plymouth Reading on 20. We've got Kew and Galway that we just spoke to on 18, Eden on 17, and then Durham, Queen Mary on 16. So that's 2, 4, 6. That's the top 8 position. We still need some ties here if we're going to take more than 8 through to next week. It's a tough one this week. The questions have been quite tough, and that we're just taking 8 through. So, we need some work going on to get some ties. Otherwise, it'll just be 8 going through. But let me go down the leaderboard. All the teams have done brilliantly well. This is a tough competition. We like to think of Botanical University Challenge as fun and friendly. It is, but it's a competition. So there's some challenge in there as well. It's not called Botanical University Challenge for nothing. So as I say, Aberdeen, Plymouth, Reading, Kew, Galway, Eden, Durham, Queen Mary, London, and Port. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there. And then as we go down, as all respectable scores, all brilliant teams taking part in Botanical University Challenge. So this is the situation as we go into the break. We've got a short break now, and then we'll be back. The heat will be turned up because the question time goes down to 20 seconds from Mario reading out the question. So take a break, hydrate yourselves, oxygenate yourselves, and we'll see you. How are we doing for time? I haven't checked. 3:15. What was the scheduled time for the break? I think we're ahead of time actually. So we take a quarter of an hour break. So we will. Are we? Okay, John. I need a thing, because we say on the program we're going to start round 4 at 4:45. But actually, if we take a quarter of an hour break, it'll be 3:30. Are we okay to start again at 3:30?
That's good.
Sounds good.
Happy with that? Everyone
Yeah.
happy with that? So take yourselves a break, and we'll see you back here at around just after 3:30. Okay? See you soon.
Welcome back to the second half of Botanical University Challenge 2025. So after the first 3 rounds, remember there's only 8 teams progressing through to next week. So the leaderboard has Aberdeen, Plymouth, Reading, Kew, Galway, Eden, Durham, and Queen Mary's London. So everything's still to play for. There's a lot of teams just outside that top 8 who could easily make it into the next round, into the quarterfinals. So let's get on with the second half of the quiz.
So the warm-up question for this round is tea or coffee? Is it coffee, tea, chocolate, beer, or skitties? Everyone obviously knows the answer. Question 1. Which of the following is a feature only of mature trachyary elements? It's an elongated shape. It is alive and transports mainly sugars. Dead and transports mainly water and minerals. Have a primary wall only and are dead. Are alive and lack a nucleus. Question 2. The major type of tissue found in the foliage leaves is parenchyma, xylem, phloem, epidermis, or collenchyma. Question 3. Which of the following does not occur in the phloem? It's parenchyma, fibers, sclerates, companion cells, or collenchyma. Question 4. The outermost layer of a root's vascular cylinder is the protoxylem, metaxylem, pericycle, phloem, or endodermis. Question 5. The rapid diffusion of oxygen to submerged portions of roots of some marsh plants occurs through chlorenhyma, ironhyma, parenchyma, xylem, or phloem. Question 6. To what family does this flower belong? Is it Araceae, Asphodelaceae, Dioscoraceae, Liliaceae, or Orchidaceae? Question 7. What is the genus of temperate trees and shrubs illustrated here? Is it Castanea, Salix, Populus, Quercus, or Myrica? Question 8. This is the spikelet of a needlegrass, stipa. What is the technical name for the marked structure? Is it palea, lemma, lodicule, gloom, or awn? Question 9. This species is from a large economically important genus. What is the genus? Is it capsicum, citrus, cucumis, solanum, or vitis? And question 10. These flowers are from the Ranunculaceae. Which genus listed below is in the same family? Is it Aquilegia, Coffea, Digitalis, Fumaria, or Lobelia? This was quite round.
Yeah, not the molecular questions that two of the teams were looking for, but I didn't think they were too bad, those.
Yeah.
But I guess if you know them, you know them. The second half, you saw the copyright. There was Stephen Harris, so they're gardens from the questions from the Botanic Gardens at Oxford again. And in last week's round, Stephen's questions were the ones with the highest marks. So if it's the same as last week, then the teams will have done all right on that round. But it doesn't necessarily follow just because they were easy last week.
We will see it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very pleased to see the marsh plants question, so it also seemed to be an easy one.
It's always easier when the pressure's not on you, though, isn't it?
Exactly, and if you know it, so.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. So the correct answer for question 1 about the tertiary elements is that it's the dead and transport. They're dead and transport mainly water and minerals, and most of the teams got it right. Question 2, the major type of tissue in the foliage leaves is the parenchyma, and that seemed to be very easy. In the question 3, which does not occur in phloem, it's the collenchyma. Well, that's a bit of a reshuffling question. We see who got it right. Now, about the roots, vascular cylinder, outermost layer. Seems very easy. Pericycle is the correct answer. And for the question 5, so I was feeling very warmed up by this. It's very obvious Ironheimer, which used to study some of the water plants, the lake plants, and it's interesting that some of these lake plants are actually mycorrhizal. The question is how the mycorrhizal fungi are living there in the lack of oxygen. I think the Ironheimer is part of the story. Yeah, question 6, which family? Very obvious, it was the orchid.
Is that the first 100% we've had all afternoon? I think it might
Amazing, amazing. Question 7, that's a tricky one. So which genus it was? Half of the teams got it right. It was Salix, but it was the teaser one indeed. Question 8, about the terms. You probably know it when you have used taxonomy books. So it was gloom. So question 9, which species on this has such a flower? And most teams know it's the potato genus, the Solanum, potato and tomato things. Last question, which of these genera are in the same family? Again, half got it right and the others were struggling, so it was Aquilegia.
It did look a bit like a Fumaria though, didn't it? So you could see why
Exactly. I was
people went for
actually
that one.
feeling by looking at the figure, I was, let's say, confused.
Yeah, it was a tricky one that, but yeah, most of the teams, well, it was the biggest group got it right, didn't they? So it was possible.
Yeah, and the 20 seconds is also putting pressure on the teams.
Yeah, it just gets harder as the quiz goes on.
Exactly.
So I still think there was probably some high scoring sort of teams. So there were a lot of questions there where, well, we had our first 100%, didn't we? And there were quite a few when the majority of people were getting it right.
That's true.
We're going to Edge Hill and Edinburgh now to have a chat. So Edge Hill were up there amongst the sort of leaders.
Hello.
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 Hi there.
How are you enjoying your afternoon, Edge Hill?
We've had a bit of a rocky start, but with that last round, we think we're kind of bringing it back a little
Bringing
bit.
it back up. I was thinking we've not had a sedge question yet. We were saying that last week, no sedge questions.
No, but the grass question was close, and we were sat here going, "Oh, but not quite second guessing ourselves, but we're wondering, oh, is it so easy we'll get it wrong?" But like, yeah, we're
Did you
quite
get
happy with it though.
the gloomy one?
Yeah, we think we got it. Yeah.
But you're not gloomy about the glooms.
Oh no.
No. Right, well, good luck for the rest of the afternoon. Let's see
Thank
how
you.
the Edinburgh team are getting on.
We're doing all right.
Yeah, you're enjoying it?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that these questions have really fit our expertises, but we're enjoying ourselves.
So what
questions about wetland plants?
Wetland plants.
Excellent choice.
More questions about taxonomy.
Yeah, we might have sort of some good taxonomy questions, I would have thought, but yeah, they should be sort of home
We enjoyed
territory
that
for a
round.
botanical garden team. Yeah. Yeah, what Marge was just saying about mycorrhiza in wetlands, that was news to me. I'd never sort of even thought how mycorrhiza might get on in a completely
Yeah, that's the
water-filled
point. So
environment.
we studied lobelia, which is a plant that grows in freshwater lakes, and this is totally a vascular mycorrhizal. It has we even had lakes which had different phosphorus contents in the lake water, and as we would expect in the soils, then the lobelia plants in the lakes where there was higher phosphorus content had lower vascular mycorrhizal fungal diversity associated with them. What a surprise! Because the fungi are related to the phosphorus uptake for the plant. So that was an interesting
That's amazing. I'll not
thing
look
for
at
us as well to learn. Yeah.
those mountainous lakes the same again, I don't think. That's Lobelia dortmana we're talking about.
It's the Lobelia dortmana indeed.
Lovely plant.
Yeah.
Right. What's going to down to London and Royal Holloway? One of our sort of new teams this time. Yeah, you're smiling.
Just way. It's we're in it to win it, and we're on the cusp at the moment.
We had a bit of a knock round 3. That was tough.
Yeah,
you didn't like round 3, but that was a better round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're coping with the pressure of 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not leading to arguments. You got 20 seconds and you're going for that button. No.
But yeah, we've got Am off the bench this week, so he's our secret weapon.
I'm making all the difference. Yeah.
Great. So, what you wanted to come up in the final round? What's going to take you over the border into the top 8 for next week?
We quite liked ethnobotany.
Ethnobotany. Well, we had ethnobotany last week, didn't we? I say I can't remember, so it could be anything in that last round.
Maybe there is some ethnobotany.
Yeah, so fingers crossed for some ethnobotany. How are we doing with the scores? No sign of Jonathan yet. We're double checking the scores, so we're gonna talk to Bristol now. Sativa Divas, are you there? Bristol have gone for a cup of tea, I think.
Jonathan is here.
Jonathan is he? Does that mean he's got the score ready?
It does. Okay, yeah, I do have the score. So this is the end of round 4, just one round to go. Let's have a look where we are. It was, as you suggested, John, a high-scoring round, and clearly suited some of the teams very well. So this is the leaderboard at the end of round 4. So Aberdeen still at the top. We have Plymouth, Kew, Reading, Eden, Galway, Portsmouth, and Queen Mary London as our top 8. Still no ties for 8th position, so work to be done, teams. But that's the top of the leaderboard, looking robust, but great scores all the way down. There's little in it as we go down. So I'll just show you down to the bottom here. So there we are.
Yeah, so Royal Holloway and Oxford just outside the sort of top 8 on 22.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Durham 21,
then-
Bristol that we were just going to talk to 21. So, really great scores. Not everything to play for, but quite a bit to play for with just one round. Gird your loins or whatever you need to do, because you have one
What is
more
the
round
botanical
coming.
equivalent of gird in your loins?
Is that a question? Have you got 5 choices for me? You can work those out. Yeah, I think we leave it. I think the teams are going to just want to get on with the last round. So I shall stop sharing, and look forward to the last round, round 5. Thank you.
The warm-up question here. What is your favorite biscuit? Is it jammy dodger? Is it chocolate finger, rich tea, custard cream, or hobnob? Question 1. Which of these plants is featured on the flag of Lebanon? Is it orchid, grass, conifer, fern, or baobab? Question 2. What is the title of Robert Hooke's 1665 publication in which he coined the term cell for the box-like structures he observed when viewing cork tissue through a lens? Is it Micrographia, Cellula Incognita, Microcosmia, Inquiry into Plants, or Anatomia Plantarum? Question 3. The name of the artist of this painting is Paul Klee, Rachel Whitehead, Claude Monet, Tracy Emin, Georgia O'Keeffe. Question 4. Which mythical Greek character is said to have carried the arrow to treat battle wounds? Was it Hector, Odysseus, Jason, Hercules, or Achilles? Question 5. Which organization is said to be the oldest horticultural organization in the world? Is this the Royal Horticultural Society, the Ancient Society of York Florists, Indian Academy of Horticultural Sciences, the American Society of Horticultural Science, or the Worsley Horticultural Society? Question 7. Which of the following is a type of grafting used to propagate fruit trees? Is it card, ladder, whip and tongue, lash, or frog? And the next question, which of the following is not a style of pruning for fruit trees? Is it bush, pyramid, spindle bush, fan, or roof? Next question. Which of the following is a rootstock suitable for plums, damsons, peaches, nectarines, and apricots? Is it Molling 68B? Is it Circerus? Is it Saint Etienne, Saint Etienne? Is it Saint Julian A? Or is it EM 402? And the next question, which tree was selected as the European Tree of the Year in 2024? Was it the wild pear from Bošárka in Slovakia, the old chestnut of Saint Raphael in Belgium, the Polish beech heart of the garden from the Niemcha region, the 1,000-year-old olive tree of Lures from Sardinia, Italy, the weeping beech of Bayeux from France? And that should be the last question. In which plant family are the baobab trees? Adansonia species. Is it Malvaceae, Dixoniaceae, Salicaceae, Meliaceae, or Fabaceae? So, John, how did you feel about these questions?
Well, it's all over now. I'm biting the nails, isn't it? I thought that was quite a mix. I thought there were some relatively easy questions and some that we'll struggle on, perhaps. So, and yeah, there were some questions that you could regard as ethnobotany. So the Edinburgh team would be pleased, and there were some more sort of horticultural sort of questions. So perhaps ones suiting sort of the cues and Edinburgh the garden teams.
I could know which rootstock would be useful for crafting the apple trees in Estonia, but not those in UK. So my answer was not among the 5 options. Yeah. So a lot to learn, actually.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because there's obviously interest on YouTube. There's a lot of people watching in India, where the Botanical University challenges start to spread around the world, and then we can have international ones. We know that the new phytologists are very keen that we establish an international Botanical University challenge. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you're somewhere like India or anywhere else around the world, feel free to organize your own Botanical University challenge and get in contact with the team here if you want any help and guidance. It'd be great if you did. So let's have a look at the answers.
Let's have a look at the answers of this final round. So the question of the flag of Lebanon, it indeed has a conifer. That was very well known for all of our teams. So the next question, the title, it was micrographia. Again, most of the teams got it right. So the term cell was coined then. Into the next question. It was very obvious that everyone knows the painter. Everyone knew it was Claude Monet. That's a good knowing of the arts. This one also seemed to be easy. Yeah, most of teams got it right. It's the Achilles. So Achillea millifolia, looking to us onto the picture, from the picture. So question 5. That's an interesting one, but we can see that some of the teams had a right guess or knowledge. Others were simply picking. So it was the Ancient Society of York Florists, which is the oldest horticultural organization.
What we're not sure about was whether they called themselves the Ancient Society when they were first founded. Presumably that the name was modified at some point in their history.
Which is a very interesting one, yeah. Would you call yourself ancient? We say we hear all these things about the new phytologist founded at 1902. You're still new. Of course you are new. We are always new.
Well, they were always ancient.
Yes. So now the type of grafting. So which is the correct one? And it's the whip and tongue, and looks like most of our teams know it very well. Now the style of pruning for fruit trees, which is not a style. So this seemed to be a tricky one. So the roof is not a style of pruning for the fruit trees. And now the rootstock for plums, damsons, peaches, nectarines, and apricots is the St. Julian A. Again, something that might have reshuffled our team's order here. The European Tree of the Year in 2024, the photograph gave a hint. It was
We
the
didn't
Polish.
actually say that that's the tree because it could have been the question just identified the tree in the picture.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the teams did well on that one.
exactly. So it's the beech tree in Poland, the heart of Gaden from the region of Niemcia. Yeah.
And the final
And the
one.
last question, the family of the baobab trees is Malvaceae. So I was also thinking of Malvaceae and Dixonaceae. So
Yeah,
that's,
we did well on that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
So we're just biting our fingernails now and chatting to a few teams while Jonathan and the team at Reading total up the scores and update the leaderboard for us and find out who's going through to next week.
Mhm.
Right, so we've got Colossian and a Trinoida and practicing my Irish here. So that's Trinity College Dublin and Colossian Uscula Balia Clear. That's UCD, University College Dublin. You can criticise my Irish in a second when you come on. So Trinity, are you there?
Hi. Yes.
Yeah. How are you doing? You're still smiling. Still, it looks like you've had a good afternoon. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We definitely have been caught out on the last round a little bit, but
So you thought that was a tough round? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what was your best round? Which ones have you preferred this
The
afternoon?
first round, yeah.
The first one. So it's all been downhill since the first round. Sorry to hear that. And we've got a chair from Trinity next week, so Trinity's going to be sort of leading the way, asking the questions.
Hopefully we won't miss her.
Right, shall we go over to UCD and see how they're getting on?
How are you?
Yeah, more smiling faces. How you doing? Those questions were okay?
We're just happy to be here.
Yeah. So what was your favorite round?
4. Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed to be a sort of, in spite of the fact that it went down to 20 seconds, you were okay with that. You didn't feel the pressure.
Yeah, it was okay.
Is it actually
But we're
easier? You've
down-
got
we're
less time
down
to change your
multiple
mind.
people.
Sorry?
Sorry?
You've got less time to change your mind with 20 seconds. It
Yeah,
could be easier.
exactly. It's a lot
Because
of
often you sort of talk
quick
yourself out of the
guessing.
right answer. Yeah.
We hope it's the right answers.
We will see
So you've
too.
not been totaling your scores up as you go through the right answers?
Oh, we have, and then it
Yeah.
immediately overrides.
You've not got a
We're just
scoreboard
ready
by
for
the
the
side
next
of
one.
you. Uh-huh. Anyway, it's great to see you smiling and having such a good time.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to try and get to Bristol, who, we failed to contact with last time. So Bristol,
Who's talking? Not me. Max, you do the talking.
we're here in Bristol,
Oh.
but there we are.
Hello.
Hi,
Hiya.
Bristol.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Not sure if we made it, but
We're on the edge.
You're on
yeah.
the edge, so you're biting your fingernails. I
Yeah.
think the scoreboard has just gone live, so I think we must be there ready to sort of tell you who's through. So I'm not going to give the game away, but I'm looking at those numbers, and I don't know if you've got it open on your sort of other devices, but the scores are now live, so we can see who's gone through. So I'm not going to sort of tell
Well
you,
done
but
to everyone who has. Hopefully see you next week.
yeah,
Yeah.
well done, everybody.
If not, see you at the Botanical Festival.
Yeah, see you in Cambridge if you've not made it. Thanks for taking part. Okay, well, so we're just double checking the scores. So if you're like me and you're looking at the scores live on the internet, it's still possible that they might change. So I'm not going to give the game away and tell you who's through and who's not.
Yeah, just double checking to get the intentions very, very high up.
And
Everyone
it's not
waiting
looking like
for.
we've got a tie, so it's just going to be the top 8 teams going through if this thing stays they are now. And it has changed a little bit from the last round.
So, Jonathan, are we having the final scores ready?
I think we should. Would be rude not to. So we've had 5 rounds, some tough questions, some nicer questions, but of course, as we know, what's a tough question for one team could be an easier one for others. So without further ado, I'll share my screen. So this is the final leaderboard for the second knockout round of Botanical University Challenge 2025. So Aberdeen have maintained their lead, 38. Plymouth, always a close second, 36, tied with Reading, 36. I think there was pretty much a spat going on between Plymouth and Reading last year, as I recall. Kew on 33, Eden, 32. Oxford, that last round brought them up, I think, a good score in the last round there. Oxford 31. Galway, Claddock Clovers on 30. Queen Mary London on 29. And I'm afraid this is the cut-off point here. We don't have a tie. We have just 1 point in it. Durham commiserations just not quite in to the top 8. Equally, Edinburgh Botanics, Edge Hill,
27, yeah, really tight.
Portsmouth, Royal Holloway, all on 27. It's literally points in it, and so I do have commiserations for the teams that haven't quite got through. But I hope the spirit of Botanical University Challenge is such that you will watch next week. Maybe say it should have been us. And join us for the festival in Cambridge. So our final leaderboard is here. Respectable scores all through.
Yeah,
pretty
tight
tough
at the
round.
bottom as well as the top, isn't it?
Exactly.
So nobody's embarrassed themselves by getting a really bad score. Everybody's
Absolutely
done sort of
not.
very respectably, and not a lot to sort of separate the teams at the top or the bottom. Well done, everybody.
Yeah,
Really
which says a lot about our teams, but also about the range of questions. So thanks definitely to the question setting team for the range here, and some tough rounds. And in the end, I must admit, I thought there might be a tie this week, but there isn't. Just 1 point in it. So the top 8 teams, again, who'll go through to the quarterfinals next week are Aberdeen, Plymouth, Reading, Kew, Eden Project, Oxford, Galway, and Queen Mary London. So congratulations to all of those. I'll stop sharing the leaderboard now. Those of you watching on the YouTube have the link to the leaderboard, and that's the position at the end of this second knockout round of Botanical University Challenge 2025.
And we really should stress that we want to see all of you in Cambridge in August for the Botanical Festival.
We absolutely do. No question about it. Can I also just remind you, we've had quite a few entries to the team name competition, so you can find the link on the socials and everywhere else. Sorry, I was just reading a message there. Yeah, any comments, Maria? Thank you so much for chairing. It was beautifully done, I have to say, and also great to hear the chat between you and John and the teams in between.
It was super exciting, as I said to John in the one of the breaks, that I started feeling as I'm competing myself. I used to compete in strongman, and over there we have 5 events, and you understand it very well how it could be that the next event is actually reshuffling everything. So over here we had only one thing certain, and that was the first position, but all other positions were constantly reshuffled. So the game was very exciting. I also learned a lot, so it was super good to see the questions, to see the enthusiasm of the teams, and as we saw, there was actually nothing clear, so everyone was very similar to others. So very nice level, very nice knowledge from everybody. And as you say, the
I don't want
questions.
to undermine Aberdeen's confidence because they've led all the way. Last year, York did exactly the same. They led all the way through every single round, and they got to the final and were beaten in the very last question with a matter of seconds. So it's possible to sort of lead all the way and still be pipped at the post. It was very cruel, but might feel confident, but
as my coach
everything
says,
can turn on the last question in book.
Yeah, the game is not over until the last event is over. So,
but they've been so impressive, haven't they? All the way through, they're getting really high scores on really. So yeah, well done. But you can't relax until you're over the line.
Absolutely not. No. And so just a reminder that we have the quarterfinals next week, same time, same place. So on the YouTube channel, starting at 2 p.m. GMT next Wednesday, the 26th of February. And that will be, the task there will be to reduce our 8 wonderful round 2 teams down to the 4 that will go to play the semi-finals and finals in Cambridge in August. So not to be missed next week. Can I take the opportunity of thanking everyone who's been involved? Again, Maria, thank you very much for chairing so expertly today. John, also for your input while I've been busy doing the scoring. I've quite enjoyed doing the scoring, but it does mean I'm a little bit out of the chat, but that's fine. Thanks to the question team. So Meryl, John, Helen, Nigel, also Stephen Harris from the Oxford Botanic Garden, who has joined the question team for this year. Yeah, beautiful photos and questions that the teams, some of the teams clearly like. I also like them. Yeah, thanks to Hannah, who's been driving the Socrative today, and will be driving it again next week. And Jonathan Charmley, Charming Charmley, who does amazing work on the YouTube live stream and bringing the teams on and off and keeping us all in order here. A fantastic skill he has there. And I'd love to, yes, I certainly want to thank Cactus Andrew, who's beside me here. He has stepped in valiantly because Alistair was busy doing interviews today. So Cactus Andrew, that's his real name. He's studying cacti with Alistair Cullum here at Reading for his PhD, and he stepped in and helped me. Really, really helpful doing the scoring today. So thanks to all of you. I hope I've not missed anybody off. And I'm just going to say, look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place. And if there's any final words from the rest of the team, I can see some lovely chat going on in here, which you can't see on the YouTube, but between the teams on the chat here. So keep passing those lovely messages. We want to spread the love and enjoyment of, even though it's a competition and it's tough, and that in the end there was only 1 point between being in the quarterfinals and out, which personally I find tough and sad, but that's the way it goes. There's plenty of fun and amusement to be had, and also, of course, looking forward to the third Student Botany Festival in Cambridge in August. So that's all from me. Any final words from Maria and John?
I would love to thank all the teams. You made it fascinating, so that was a wonderful game today. Thank you all, and keep being fascinated by the plants. Disperse the plant life in the world.
Absolutely.
I was just going to comment on the comments in the chat as well. It's nice to see so many people having enjoyed it. So thanks everybody for taking part, and thanks for the kind messages. Thank you. And good luck to those of you going through to next week.
Yeah, and finally, just to say thanks to our audience, our online audience. We have a dedicated online audience, and that's great to see. And of course, the live stream will be on the YouTube channel, the Botanical University Challenge YouTube channel forever. And last week's stream from round one has already had well over 800 responses. Yeah, so keep it up. Thanks, audience, and thanks for